afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Has it really been 3 weeks and 2 days? Apparently. Feels like a lifetime. Feels like last year? Who was that? Who was I then? Not me now. And in New Zealand, in Wellington, it's raining, and I'm very grateful because, it makes the garden grow, right? Which is really good. But that means we're inside with rocks, which is always a nice thing. Mary, good morning. Good morning, Lisa Louise. Hello. We're doing rocks inside today. And we're starting with this one. This lovely white thing. Not exactly a pebble. It's a bit big for a pebble. But it's just clean and fresh. And there it is. Blank slate. New year. Now, the new year is a bit of... I have a thing that... I need to say it, okay? Hi, Kaya. Morning. The new year is a mostly in the head thing. Hi, Maria. Morning to you. Yes, finally, I'm here. But I've been here all along, We never really go anywhere. So, a number changes. A calendar flicks over. From the point of view of the galaxies... Nothing happens. Hi, Anthony. But in consciousness, everybody on the planet notices that something has changed. And so it actually creates an opportunity in consciousness for things to be different. Because people sort of think, oh, it's a new year. What am I going to leave behind? What am I going to do now? So it really does make a difference. Yeah, I missed you too, I missed all of you. But at the same time, I did just what I said I was going to do. I went into the forge. I went into the workshop. Oh my God, it was so good in there. Let me show you more rocks. We'll never get to them. This is a little amethyst flower. Spirit quartz, spirit amethyst, some people say. A little shiny, pale mauvey purple thing. Good morning, Heather. It's lovely to be back with all of you. By the way, I don't really feel like I'm back. I feel like whoever was talking to you last year is gone. You're looking at an entirely different Maddie, and don't expect me to stay like this for very long either, because the rate of change that I'm experiencing in myself is kind of meteoric. Like, who was I last week? I make notes after my meditations now. There's so much that's changing. And maybe sometime I'll just bring the book and read you some of the highlights. It was an amazing 3 weeks. More rocks. This is another thing which is about starting, really. This is flint, right? Spearhead. Go! We're making new indentations. I mean, honestly, every day to me is like a new year. But for the wider consciousness, there is more of a sense of newness at this time than there perhaps is in the rest of the year. So I just want to make you aware that you can make this kind of choice anytime. Hi, Victor. Great to see you. It's lovely to be back with everybody. It also looks a bit like a Christmas tree, people often say. And I hear some of you saying, well, how was your Christmas? It was entirely undecorated. I didn't have a tree. I didn't do any of that. Hi, Susanna. Morning. What did I do? Hi, Sarah. G'day, gorgeous. I had a very quiet, minimalist Christmas, if you like. My husband and I went to see my mother, who, she has dementia and she has heart conditions, and please, nobody makes sad faces. She's happier than she's been her entire life because there's a whole lot of stuff that she doesn't have to deal with anymore. She's in a lovely place. And there's a friend that I've been doing a coaching swap with who's been putting a lot of the family photographs in albums, and some of them more than 100 years old, right? So, memories. And I took the albums out and we showed them to her, and it was great. Paula, Christina, g'day. Lovely to see you again. Woo! So that was my Christmas. We had a very simple lunch and we went home. And that was all I wanted to do. I am really pretty un-Christmas, but it was actually the nicest Christmas I've had for decades. Since I was very small and, caught up in the whole presents and Christmas tree thing. That changed in my teenage years, and after that I did not enjoy it, long story short. So I had a lovely Christmas. But we don't participate much in these things because, like I said, it's an in the head thing. And for me, every day is like a new year. There are planetary cycles, there's all of that stuff. Yeah, anyway, last rock before we get on to, things. This, I love this. This is Orange River Quartz. And as you can see, it's interesting. Obviously, it's got phantoms, and they're hematite phantoms. The light's really good to see it today. So you can see that there's this sort of cloudy thing on the outside. And actually there's a little bit of hematite on the outside too. But really, it's a fabulous thing. I'm so fond of this. It was given to me by my wonderful friend Jenny Paolo, who is the crystal lady. And yeah, so these are the ones that wanted to say hello to you this morning. Good morning, Alison. So I want to get on topic. Oh my goodness, it was really weird last Friday, because Friday is when I create Monday, right? And last Friday I was thinking, oh my God, what on earth are we going to talk about? Hi, Teresa! Because, 3 weeks, completely new me. You've all changed. Do you think you're the same person you were 3.5 weeks ago? Come on. What are we going to talk about? And I just had to kind of relax and go and think, okay, unknown. Of course, okay, smile, there's a laugh, and the topic downloads. Now, here's what happened on New Year's morning, right? So we have to stay up because there's always fireworks at midnight. And also, from where we are, Wellington's not far away. It's just over the hill, as you know, right? Walk up the top of the hill, you can see the harbour, and Wellington's off that way. And there's always a fireworks display at midnight on New Year's, New Year's morning. And so we hear the bangs and, it sounds like bombs because they're really big fireworks. So we stay up. And so I was actually in Facebook just messaging a few people and doing things and just being Maddie because I was not in coaching mode. Hi, Kim! It was really lovely to come out of coaching mode. I love coaching, but I absolutely adore it. But I also knew I just needed to go back to being Maddie. I needed to forget who I was for 3 weeks and do something else. And I did. And so that was fine. There was the new year. And I always feel, on the minute, there is a localized effect in consciousness and I can feel it change. It's as if there's a collective sigh, a letting go, and, thank God all that's over. So there I was thinking, we're going to go to bed now. I'm going to go to bed pretty soon. And I'm Marita, lovely to see you. And then at 12:21, my computer just stopped working. Here I was on the screen. I think I was trying to send a message or something, and nothing happening here. Oh, okay. Operating system frozen, whatever. Reboot. Please insert boot disk media. Reboot. Please insert boot disk. Well, you've got a BIOS, which means the computer's got a brain. It's it can tell the time, but it had no operating system. So it didn't take me and my husband long to figure out that in my computer there are 2 drives. There's one which just has the operating system and the thinking part of it makes it go like the wind, and there's the other part which has all the data on it. The data is backed up in the cloud. I did not melt down. I did not freak out. I thought, the solid state drive has died. Long story short, it had. And so what happened after that was we very quickly, we went to bed, right, and checked it out the next morning, but we went and bought another solid state drive. Now, when I started, morning Stephen, when that computer was built 5 years ago, at the end of 2014, that solid state drive's given me 5 years. It owes me nothing. It was 128 gigabytes, which was, I don't know how much it cost at the time, but that was pretty good. Whatever it was more than the $114 that I paid for the replacement drive, and the replacement drive was 500 gigabytes. So, technology goes along, things get cheaper. So anyway, got the new solid state drive, and then the lovely man who did a great job building my PC 5 years ago is a friend of ours. So as soon as the thing arrived, which took a couple of days, but, service, courier arrives on Monday. So we go and see him on Tuesday. And there's a bit of a thing when the computer didn't recognise the drive, and then he realised, no, it hasn't been formatted, so he whipped a drive out of his computer and formatted it and put it back in my one, and then it recognised it. Then we could load up an operating system and put Windows 7 on it, because I had the discs for Windows 7. But how are we going to get to Windows 10? And I actually rang up Microsoft, who gave me fantastic service, and about an hour later we had Windows 10 on the machine. Takes lots and lots of updates, a lot of updates on Windows 10 in 5 years, which is how long it's been out, more or less. So then, and I had to put all the software back on and fiddle around, and there was a setting, it's like all the display looked wrong, and all the drivers were right, but my husband said, go and look in there, and there was a thing to change. So my wonderful computer is back, right, and it's faster. Vroom! It's so fast. What was interesting, I'm getting to my point, honestly, is that on my desktop, which is on the C drive that died, I had a little document with all my ideas for lives. And there were a couple of you who asked really good questions at the end of last year, and you will remember that I said, that's cool, I'll answer that in a live next year. Gone. Gone. Not backed up on the C drive. I'm learning from that. I probably won't do that again. I'll put it somewhere where it gets backed up. But the point being that when I came to tune in to talk about what this live was going to be about, the information was gone, past, old consciousness, not what you're talking to anymore, not who you are, not what you're addressing. So this for me is a complete blank slate, because I know I look the same. I'm still sitting here. There's the crystal behind me. There's the harbour outside. Let me tell you, what you are receiving through the pixels on your screen is completely and utterly different. I feel entirely different. So it's really cool, and it's like, let's walk into the unknown, because I don't know who I am anymore, in the best, most wonderful way. I'm creating something entirely new. I know what I'm doing this year. I know what I'm here to do. Some amazing miracles have happened in the 3 weeks and 2 days since I spoke to you last. You'll hear about those down the track when things are sort of firmed up and organised. Amazing stuff's happening. So, do you need a new year to have a blank slate, to have your hard drive break down? No, you do not. You do not. The thing that, here I am now getting to the point, the thing that anchors us to the past, well, there's lots of things, but one of the key things that anchors us to the past is our emotional memories of who we think we are and how we think we feel about things and people and memories and times and places and all that stuff. That's what keeps us being who we are. Can you tell that I've been pruning synaptic connections in my brain and making new ones? Hence, I don't know who I am anymore, because the old me that I used to be really doesn't exist in the same way as I used to. Now, to give you some idea, this is the most recent stuff. I've been really aware of waking up in the morning, knowing I've had a good night's rest and feeling tired. And now the old me would have said, my thyroid function's a bit low today. Oh, bless you, Lisa. It's you guys who inspire me. This is a two-way thing. Just remember that. I wake up and I feel tired. And the old thought says, your thyroid function's low. And then the new thought says, no, it's not. You've had the blood test. You know that it's still, at the blood test time, it wasn't yet optimal, but it was normal. It's probably optimal now. What's happening now is that I pay attention, I notice the tiredness, and I think, hang on a minute, this isn't me. I am invincible. I am in love with life. This isn't me anymore. And the weariness, I think, this feels sad and heavy and slow. And I remember feeling like this so much. This is the mind of my sadness, of my defeatedness, of my can't-do-ness. My body has memorized this state of being. It does it without me. So this isn't me anymore. This is my body doing the old emotions. And believe me, I had a little light bulb go on. I've been doing an online workshop with Joe Dispenza, and I can't remember the light bulb right now. I wrote it down from, it's like 50 million years ago. The light bulb was that, our bodies get programmed by chronic stress, and I just realized, oh my God, I was in high beta, not this holidays. This is the first holiday I've had in years, long story. Previous holidays, I was under enormous stress because of working with a really stressful client. It was really valuable, but it was really stressful. And as you know, if you listened last year, I stopped that in the end. It just wasn't right for me. But then I realized, oh my God, there was that. And then there was the stressful workplaces. I'm working backwards in time now. And then there was the marriage to a very kind man, but nonetheless, it wasn't working. And the very stressful engagement, and all these really stressful, and my body was programmed for high levels of stress hormones. And you take those away because you become a new person, and there's going to be a recalibration. You're going to feel tired. Your gut might even get really slow and sticky because, stress hormones make your gut go. Take them away, it's going to get stuck for a while until the epigenetic changes happen and it starts to flow again. That is starting to work. It's a long story. So, you see, in shifting the emotions, the body reconditions itself to a new mind. But the body has to catch up. And I still haven't really talked about how I'm doing this, so I better get to the point before we run out of time. So, the way to wipe the slate clean is to realise that the emotions that you feel in your body, the things that you think are you, I wake up and I'm tired and this is normal because I've got X condition, or because that situation happened to me, or because I have this memory of something that happened to me 30 years ago and it was traumatic and that's my reason why I still feel like this, to realise that that's actually not who you are. It's just it's your identity. You've identified with it and you've made it real for yourself and you believe it. And your body knows how to do it better than you do. So it does it without you asking, without you paying any attention. And you think it's normal, but it's not. And honestly, now this is where you can have that awareness and you can go, oh, right, okay, that makes sense. But then you can't change that program, which is at body and subconscious level, by thinking about it. You can't say, body, you're not going to be the mind of sorrow and stress and depression and I can't do it. You're not going to do that anymore. And the body says, I modified my receptors for you. I've been doing this for 40 years. What? And you can't change that program with your thinking. It's not possible. You have to get into the autonomic nervous system and change it there. And of course, that's what I do every morning. And it's amazing. My body is still just got energy flowing through it. I'm hardly here, guys. Really, I'm still more wave than particle. It was amazing this morning. So much energy. It's incredible. It's been worth every hour, every minute, every choice that I've made to get to the place where I can go into the field and connect. And I can do it every time because I've practiced, not because it happened immediately, not because it was easy every day, but because I've been really determined and dedicated to myself. Hi, Joy. Morning, beautiful. And this year, I have a greater sense of anticipation than I have ever had. I don't think I've ever looked forward to a year like this. So, and that's because I've been shifting at operating system level. You see, I got a new operating system. Wipe clean, prune the synapses, change the epigenetics, and you get a new start. And we can do that every day. Hi, Tracy! Yay! And it's like, I feel like I'm preaching a gospel. It's like, no, this is just, I don't know where to start. This is where I'm starting this year with the amazing experience of me. Lily, good morning! And to say that it's possible for you. And You have to face yourself and you have to do your own work, however you do it. But realize that you cannot think yourself different. You can make a choice, you can take actions, and all of those. And those of you who've known me for a while, you know that I'm like a Scotch terrier. I bite and I do not let go. I persist. I am consistent. I do all of that. And I do it because, I don't know, it's innate to me. Some people have to work really hard with that. Not me. It's not something I find difficult. Other things I find difficult. Fine, whatever. But to be dedicated to yourself and to realize that what you think is hardwired about you and how you can't make money, oh God, that was my story, how much the trauma you've had defines you, how much your sickness defines you, how lonely you are, what relationship, whatever, the purposelessness of life and not having any work that you enjoy, whatever it is, that is not you. It's just become you. And you can't think your way out of it. You can make choices, but ultimately you have to wipe the operating system and put a new one in. And that's what I'm here to do. In many different ways. Sammy, morning! That's what I'm here to do, is to help people do that. And one way or another, that's what we're all about. We either do it or we don't do it, but that's how it works, folks. This is the truth. Of how reality is. Reality is not reality. What we create, that's the reality. Seeing through the illusion of all the, the matter and the things we can't have and the things, that's not true. I am the mind and I create. And so do you. Every day. Whew! Gives me chills. All right, we're out of time, but tomorrow we dance again. Thank you so much for coming on with me. It's going to be an amazing year. What am I saying? It is an amazing year. Oh, postscript just flown into my head. The chaos you see around the planet, that's the chaos of change. Don't buy into the fear. Keep focusing on what you want. Send light, send love, send peace, but most of all, be in peace and confidence and light and power yourself. That's the greatest way you can serve the planet. Don't buy into the fear. Be the solution right where you are. Big love. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.